Thank you for listening to Stories at Pink Meow Meow Audio. Hope you enjoy the story. I liked Truck Ma for 10 years. He also hated me for 10 years. Finally, one day, I ate him clean, leaving 200 yuan. Feeling humiliated, Truck Ma chased me everywhere. But he couldn't find me anywhere. I have been hiding from him for 3 years. It was not until my father passed away that I became an orphan. Truck Ma's parents said that from now on, our house will be your house. That kid will be your brother. I looked at my childhood friend, who was so shy that he went crazy when he saw me, calling me out in a crisp voice. "Hello, brother." I've been hiding from Xiaofeng for 3 years. The reason I remember it so clearly is because on New Year's Eve of my first year, I pushed him down. That night, firecrackers were exploding everywhere outside, and today is New Year's Eve of my 4th year. I dragged my suitcase with me, intending to buy some fruit and go upstairs, but I didn't expect to run into Xiaofeng. He hadn't changed much, wearing a hat, hands in his pockets. The lazy teenage aura immediately caught my eye. I couldn't tell he was a bastard at all, a bastard who was both handsome and handsome. As soon as he entered the shop, I subconsciously turned away and pulled the brim of my hat down. "Xiaofeng? Are you here to buy fruit again?" The shop owner was very young, and as soon as she saw Xiaofeng, her eyes lit up. "The newly arrived tangerines are really delicious. Take 2 for your parents to try," Xiaofeng said. "You don't like sour? Then cherry. The more sweet, the more you hate sweet." I want to slap him. If you like it, then eat. If you don't, then get lost. But the landlady was still as enthusiastic as ever. When paying, she even tried to stuff a few apples into his pocket. This was a special treatment reserved for Xiaofeng. With just a handsome face, wherever he went, he was a little overlord. When he was 10 years old, Xiaofeng went for a walk around the town empty-handed. After just one lap, his pocket was already stuffed with snacks. That used to make me admire him to the point of tears. Now he's 20 years old. The person who gives him snacks changes time and time again. But he's still the little overlord. The landlady asked Xiaofeng, "Are you going home alone this year?" I heard from the neighbors that you were originally planning to bring your girlfriend home this year." "Xiaofeng already has a girlfriend?" I couldn't help but raise my hand to listen. Xiaofeng chuckled softly, his voice carrying a slight nasal sound that tickled people's ears. On New Year's Eve 3 years ago, at a close distance with him, I had also heard it. Not only does it itch your ears, but hearing it too much makes your heart itch too. "It's fake," he said. "Madam, you said it. I'm picky. It's hard to find someone." "What kind of person do I like?" "You have a little sister who grew up to be very sweet." "I hate sweet little sisters." Well, I can almost imagine Xiaofeng's expression when he said this. On my 16th birthday, I received a lace dress, so I put it on for Xiaofeng to see. He used this hateful tone again and said, "Vanchi, I hate sweet girls." The landlady smiled wryly. "Tiofeng should quickly find a girlfriend so your parents can feel more secure." "Don't worry, I have a girlfriend," Hafeng leisurely said. "It's just that I haven't thought carefully about which girlfriend I should bring home." "Madam?" Such unreasonable words coming from this bastard's mouth. It sounds strangely reasonable. A moment later, the shop was extremely quiet. I felt that Hafeng must have left, so I went to get the last watermelon. Suddenly, a slender hand reached out and blocked the melon. "Sorry, I took it first." A lazy voice rang out above my head. Even though he said sorry, I couldn't feel any remorse in his tone. "But I might consider giving it to you." Hafeng's clear voice seemed to hit my eardrums straight. "Can you turn around?" My fate with Hafeng can be traced back to 12 years ago. My father took me from town to the city. He and Hafeng's father are old teammates. Since being discharged from the army, each person has been in a different place. My father is the abyss. The cost of living in the city is very high. He had to drive a bus to barely make ends meet. As for why I had to stay in the city, my dad said education here is better. I can take the university entrance exam. House prices in the city are also expensive. Luckily, Hafeng's father lent us a small house next to their house. Hafeng's parents treat me very well. My father often works away from home. Every time after school I go to Hafeng's house to eat. I almost lived in the same rhythm as Hafeng, ate together, lived together, went to school together, but he didn't like me. Hafeng's friends are mostly beautiful or have noble families. I am a country girl from the village, dark and chubby. I kept following him around, making him feel very annoyed. Once he intentionally left me at an amusement park, causing me to almost get lost. Because of this, Hafeng was beaten a lot, and until now there is probably still a scar on his buttocks. From then on, he hated me even more, always thinking of ways to tease me. But I was so stupid then. I always feel that Hafeng is different from other boys in the countryside. He's so handsome, his skin is so white and fair, every time he smiles, it sparkles. No matter how he teased me, I still firmly followed behind him. This kind of blind admiration, when reaching puberty, becomes a young girl's vibration. Now thinking back, Hafeng's dislike for me was not hidden. One year in spring, the flowers in the school were in full bloom. Hafeng's friends asked him what kind of flower he liked best. Hafeng said, "There is no favorite, only the most hated. I hate gardenia flowers. They're both sweet and greasy. They smell so bad." Having said that, he glanced at me. My name is Van Chi. Obviously, that sentence was intentionally said for me to hear, but I still slowly called out, Hafeng. Hafeng makes him feel annoyed to death. Finally, in the year of high school graduation, a little thing happened. I asked Hafeng, "Where do you want to register your wishes?" Hafeng thought for a moment, "Beijing." I was happy that Ten Chang was in Beijing. When I heard the announcement, I found out that Hafeng wanted to go to the south. He lied to me just to stay away from me. What a cruel truth. In the first semester of the first year, if I didn't take the initiative, Hafeng wouldn't have contacted me. He has his own life, his own friends. He is very excellent, an outstanding student in his field, and was even voted as the male god by the whole school. His photos are always surrounded by beautiful women. I went to Nanjing to find him once. Friends asked, "Fengka, who is this girl?" Hafeng said, "My father's friend's daughter." At that time, I was stunned, forgetting that for 10 years, in the end, I was not even as good as a normal friend. Suddenly, I felt extremely discouraged. But just like that, I gave up. I was not willing. I had planned it for a long time. On that Lunar New Year day, I pushed Hafeng down. That day, we both drank. Hafeng's alcohol tolerance wasn't good. He got drunk quickly. As for me, I was unusually sober. When I approached, he asked me, "Van Chi, do you know what you are doing?" I asked him back, "Hafeng, do you know how long I have liked you?" Hafeng was silent. I was about to unbutton his shirt when he grabbed my wrist, causing a bit of pain. I let out a soft breath, tears welling up in my eyes. Hafeng immediately let go. A trace of guilt flashed through the depths of his eyes. But perhaps I mistook him, because right after that, he immediately uttered a damn sentence. "Van Chi, you look ugly crying." "It's okay, you'll cry later too." My grand declaration was useless. In the end, I was the one crying. But that night, Hafeng was very gentle. Finally, he hugged me and said softly, "Sorry, I intentionally lied to you about the wish. I didn't pay attention to him." He stroked my long hair and sighed helplessly. "Don't cry anymore, Chi-Chi. I'm going to take the graduate exam in Beijing." "Okay? What does it have to do with me? I've already decided to let go. That night, I just wanted to give myself an explanation. After all, I've been so foolish for so many years, and I feel like I've lost out if I don't have one. Now that I have one, I won't miss Nyung anymore." Early the next morning, before Hafeng woke up, I hurriedly ran away.
Oh, right. He paid for the hotel. I didn't want to owe him, so I secretly left 200 yuan. But who would have thought that this action seemed to have created some misunderstandings? I deleted all of Shafeng's contact information and completely cut ties with him. I heard from my high school best friend that Shafeng was so humiliated that he chased me everywhere. He even came to my school a few more times but couldn't meet me. The most profound impression was in May of my second year of university. My roommate told me I said that day Hafeng was like a volcano about to erupt, wishing he could drag me out to the car. He stopped my roommate and asked aggressively, "Where did Wen Yanji go again?" The roommate said, "Huh? Don't you know? Today is 5/20. She went out to celebrate the holiday with her boyfriend." That moment, it was like a heavy rain fell from the sky, instantly extinguishing a volcano. Shafang was stunned on the spot, motionless for a long time. To clarify, I'm really in love. I don't like Shafang anymore. What about love? I'm not only in love, I've been in love with several people. Every single one of my boyfriends. Hafang knows everything. My best friend will tell him. Shafang never stopped hating me. He was at the top for 20 years but was humiliated by a little girl he didn't care about. If it were me, I would hate it too. I heard he even ran back to my hometown. Unfortunately, that year my father went to Beijing for medical treatment, but I did not return home. He met no one, living like an abandoned widow. The cat and mouse game went on for 3 years. Today, this game finally has to end. Because in the future, I will celebrate Tet at home. My father passed away last winter. I have no home anymore. Hafang was now standing very close behind me. His fingertips pointed at the melon, beat by beat. "Turn around. I bought this melon for you. I don't move." He quickly felt bored. "If you don't come back, then forget it. Just kidding. Go here." The release is like that. Everything only has 3 minutes of enthusiasm. This time, he really left. Even though in just 10 minutes, we will meet again at his house. Even though we were once incredibly close. Even though he hates me to the core right now, we still have to sit down and have a meal together during Tet. I carried a bunch of fruit to the cash register. The shop owner looked at me several times. "The girl looks familiar. I have a common face." "Oh my, you are so beautiful. How can you make a common face?" She clicked her tongue, affirming that she had definitely seen him somewhere before, especially this coin of his. It's normal that she doesn't realize. I have changed a lot. After puberty, I became noticeably thinner, and years of being sheltered in the city made me whiter. I am no longer the chubby, dark country girl I used to be. Not long ago, in the beauty pageant, I also received a sweet first-place title in the communications department. Oh yeah, Hafeng also appeared in that voting post. He asked sweetly, "Do you guys from the communications department have problems with your eyes?" The reason I recognized him was because his ID was, "This guy, he's cool." After paying, I took the fruit basket and left. As soon as I pushed the door open, a cold gaze fell on my back. "Buy so much? Where are you going?" Shafang never left. He leaned against the wall, seeming to have been waiting for me for a long time. I ignored him and walked faster. He quickly chased after me, taking long strides to block my way. Then he snatched my cap off. "No kidding. I'm happy, right?" "Van Chi? Well, it's fun." "I would love to say so, but of course I can't." Hafeng sneered. 3 years, no see. "Are you mute?" I obediently raised my head and replied, "Hello." "Shafeng, long time no see. I can't hide anyway, so I'll just face it bravely." But Shafeng couldn't laugh. He just stared at me, as if he wanted to see through a hole. His expression was too calm, frighteningly calm. Only his red eyes and trembling hands betrayed him. I don't know how much time had passed, so long that passerbys turned to look at us. Finally, Shafeng lowered his head and took the luggage from my hand. On the way, neither of us spoke. Shafeng's steps were very fast. He had no intention of waiting for me. I had to run to keep up. He seemed to have grown taller. He must have been 1.88 meters tall. He walked faster and faster. I couldn't help speaking up. "Shafeng, walk a little slower." Shafeng's entire body stiffened. It was like this before. He walked in front. I followed behind him, chattering call Hafeng. "Hafeng, this feeling has really been a long time." Hafeng asked impatiently, "Are your legs short?" But his steps clearly slowed down. "You have long legs. You have the longest legs." I scolded back without any courtesy, but unfortunately, the place that needed to be long was not long. As soon as the words left his mouth, Lim immediately acted up. I mean his EQ and vision. But Hafong had already turned his head back, his lips pressed tightly together, his face 3 parts embarrassed and angry, the remaining 7 parts disbelief. This is why you left without dying? I am in a very bad situation. Little King Shah? No, Little King Shah has a very strong self-esteem, but that self-esteem was shattered by me. He pulled me into the stairs, not wanting to let go, insisting that I explain in detail what I just said. I spread my hands. There is nothing to explain. The meaning is on the face. You must remember wrong. You were drunk that day too. It's up to you. This is not important. This is very important. Hafong's face was red, probably angry. No, I have to prove myself. I was just about to ask you how you wanted to prove it when I saw Hafong put his hand on his waistband. I was stunned. You're not right. Who would have thought that Tang Mai would take off her pants like this on the first day we met again? Hafong's expression told me he was very serious. This is a gamble of dignity. Just in the blink of an eye, his belt was undone. At this moment, Hafong's father pushed the door open. Chi-Chi is here. Hafong stiffened. I dodged and stood in front of him. Hello, uncle. I just arrived. Have you met Hafong? The boy said he was going downstairs to buy fruit. Buy something that takes more than an hour. Just refused to go upstairs and said he wanted to wait for his child. I was stunned for a moment, turned my head. Hafong's pants are already on. He shyly looked away. I'm just going for a walk. Entering the house, Uncle Ha asked casually, what were you two doing outside just now? Hafong and I were both silent. Aunt Ha said, young man, long time no see, must have some private conversation. That's right, I nodded quickly. My brother and I haven't seen each other a long time. Hafong, who is your brother? Don't call it a trap. As soon as he finished speaking, something hit him on the back of his neck. From now on, our house will be Chi-Chi's house. You are her older brother. You must protect Chi-Chi. Hafong was stunned. I don't want to be his brother. Then you can be Chi-Chi's younger brother. We have no objections. Mom, this can't be. Actually, I am Aunt Ha who interrupted him. Stop whining. I'm going to cook. But I'm a little curious. What did Hafong want to say? What the hell is he to me? For the past 3 years, it seems like he and I have no relationship at all. He could not tell you what happened 3 years ago. DCH. No, I have to stop him. I raised my head to face Hafong's dangerous gaze and smiled obediently. Hello, Brother Hafong. Last winter, my father passed away due to illness. Following his wishes, the funeral was held simply, with only a few old comrades informed. Uncle Ha was both educated and strong, with a fierce face, but at the funeral he sobbed and wiped away tears. Aunt Ha told me to go to their house to celebrate the new year from Yaoman. After all, I grew up eating at their house. They didn't tell Hafong. At that time, Hafong was preparing for a competition. At the end of December, he just learned that my father had passed away. I was already 20 years old. This didn't count as adoption, nor was there any blood or legal relationship, so Hafong and I couldn't be considered brothers. The so-called big brother that adults often talk about is just to let him take care of me. It's like the chubby boy in the middle school next door, also called Hafong Ain. It was just a polite way of addressing him. I didn't need to call him that at all.
But I wanted to see Hafong's expression of anger that he couldn't express. At the New Year's Eve dinner table, my uncle and I were chatting together. My aunt asked Chi-Chi, where was your physics boyfriend? Hafong immediately put down his chopsticks. We broke up. Oh, weren't we still together last month? Oh, I also want to invite him to my house for dinner so that you can help me consider it. Thanks, but we broke up half a month ago. No problem, no problem. Aunt Ha was afraid I would be heartbroken. There are many young men in my unit that I can introduce to you. Hafong loudly interrupted. Throw chopsticks. Mom fish is too salty. She glanced. If you like to eat, eat. If you don't, cook for yourself next time. Then she turned away and continued talking to me about blind dates. I smiled and said, I don't have high requirements for appearance. As long as the person is good, that's fine. I like people with good character, modest, not too arrogant, too proud, too conceited. I understand. You like the type of person that is completely opposite to Hafong. Hafong lit up his chopsticks again. Von Shi, don't be too much. I pretended to be surprised. Why do you say that, brother? Who is your brother? You are a treacherous and evil... He didn't dare say anything more. It wasn't a good thing anyway. After dinner, the adults all went to bed. I didn't want to be alone with Hafong, so I went back to the next room early. It was only 2 o'clock in the morning. Feeling a little hungry, I went down to the living room to find a snack. Because I didn't turn on the light, when I went to the tea table, I accidentally tripped over someone's foot. It hurt so much that I couldn't stand. As I fell to one side, a hand suddenly caught me. I fell into a warm embrace. Hafong's breath was warm in his ear. Do you want to fall to your death? Why are you not sleeping yet? I'm thinking about the daytime problem. What's the problem? No kidding. Am I happy, Von Shi? You still haven't answered me. How should I say this? In the darkness, I could only see the outline of Hafong's face. The face looks like it was carved by an artist. Just the lines are already so attractive. It must be said that compared to 3 years ago, Hafong is now even more handsome. Maybe a little more mature, the youthful temperament has not been lost. Yes, always. I said I couldn't answer, because I never played with you. 3 years ago, I just wanted to give myself an explanation. How can that be considered a joke? But Hafong didn't understand. He snorted coldly. All right, Hafong, if you really want to hear the answer... I considered for a moment, and Hafong said, then let me try it now. I studied middle and high school in the city, and this year I'm returning to the city for Tet, so of course I have to attend the class reunion. There were quite a few people. My best friend Trung Trung and I sat in a corner. Trung Trung asked, are you and Hafong still in a Cold War? Almost. Actually, I can't say clearly. Very weird. That New Year's Eve, I wanted to trick Hafong, so I said I wanted to play a little. It was just a joke. Even an idiot could hear it. But Hafong was silent for 5 seconds and then suddenly said seriously, okay, I'll punch you in the head, just joking. I'm also very serious. I don't like you anymore. In the darkness, Hafong suddenly became lonely. For the next few days, I didn't talk to him either. He was busy going to visit relatives, so the morning and evening meetings were just passing by. The train of thought was interrupted. Hafong arrived. A group of people surrounded him. This was also a special treatment for Hafong. Before at school, he was the moon that everyone looked up to. Trung Trung pointed at the girl next to Hafong. Do you remember Lavian Lan? She used to be the school beauty. Yeah, I remember. She has been very close to Hafong lately. While talking, the beautiful girl leaned against Hafong and poured him water. The classmates were excited. Hua Kwai and Nam Than truly were a match made in heaven. It's been so many years, you two still aren't together? Yes, do you want us to transfer the Civil Affairs Bureau to you two? Hafong did not laugh. Lavi and Lan smiled shyly. Hey guys, stop joking. Suddenly someone said, that's right, I remember that at that time, Von Shi was also often following Hafong. All eyes turned to me. Von Shi likes to be low-key. Everyone knows that. Someone laughed and said, I laughed too. It's all in the past. Love also needs to be well-matched. I gave up long ago. What I mean by that is I admit I am not worthy of him. Hafong looked at me. His eyes were sharp as thorns. He seemed to want to say something. Lavi and Lan spoke first. Wen Shi, you should have thought it through earlier. Brother Fong rejected you so many times. If you had given up earlier, Brother Fong wouldn't have hated you so much. I smiled. I heard Brother Fong was directly accepted to study at Gudai. He's the top in the country. Wen Shi, don't think about it anymore. You can't reach Brother Fong. With a crack, Hafong smashed the glass. Can you shut up? He coldly looked at Lavi and Lan. The atmosphere in the private room suddenly became heavy. He didn't say a single vulgar word, but the meaning was too obvious. Lavi and Lan reddened. Brother Fong, what's wrong with you? Don't you hate Von Shi the most? I hate you the most. Hafong took off his coat and threw it on the ground. Was this the jacket you just touched? Then I don't need it anymore. Stay away from me and Von Shi too. Lavi and Lan was speechless for a moment. This little thing doesn't affect the people's mood at all. After a while, the atmosphere gradually calmed down. The truth or dare game began. The first round was hit and fired. He chose to tell the truth. Up to now, how many girlfriends has he loved? Hafong answered. A person named Trung Trong whispered in my ear. Has he been in love? When was it? Do you know about this? I shook my head. Probably a college sweetheart. What surprised me was that he only loved one person, because in the group photos he often posted on his friends circle, there were many beautiful girls, and it wasn't just one person. I thought they were all his girlfriends. My classmate clicked his tongue. Do you have any photos? I want to know which beautiful girl he favors so much. Hafong said, this is another problem. The game continued, and very quickly after that, it was hit and fired again. He still chose to tell the truth. When did he lose his first kiss? During winter break of my freshman year. I almost spit out of my Coke. Wasn't that what it was about me? Hafong tilted his head to look at me, his eyes deep. The game was going on very excitingly. Suddenly, the door of the private room was opened. Sorry I'm late. A boy wearing glasses who looked very scholarly stood at the door. As soon as he appeared, Hafong's whole body seemed to be covered with thorns. His name was Chang Jin-yu, and he was originally Hafong's best friend, but he confessed to me. As for Chang Jin-yu liking me, I've always found it unbelievable. In my heart, he and Hafong were the same type of person, with a good family background, good grades, and were very popular with female students. So he was able to become close friends with Hafong. I had always followed Hafong before. Chang Jin-yu stood by his side smiling. He was always very gentle, not at all like Hafong, as if he had no anger in him. Chang Jin-yu also studied in Beijing. After I broke up with Hafong, Chang Jin-yu came to me to confess. He said he had secretly liked me since high school. I was both surprised and rejected him. Even now, Chang Jin-yu still occasionally sends WeChat messages to me. Little Queen of Gossip Trung Trong said, they've turned against each other. Do you know this? I heard about it, but don't know why. It was at the end of freshman year. You see, Trung Trong looked at me meaningfully, meaning it must have something to do with me. Trangton Dan sat down naturally next to me. I'm late. What are you guys playing? He asked me with a smile. Truth or dare, of course. Trangton Dan joined the game. He chose to take a risk, requiring him to drink the wine with a person of the opposite sex in the room. His eyes stopped on me. Wenshi, everyone exclaimed in unison. I Dai Huang stood up, poured wine into the glass, and grabbed Trangton Dan's arm. When I was about to drink, Hafong snatched my glass of wine. When Ji was allergic to alcohol, he finished his glass and looked at Chen Jinyu provocatively. Everyone could see the tension between them. How good their relationship was back then, how cold it was today. 2 hours later, Zong Zong, Chen Jinyu, and I chatted together. Sha Feng, surrounded by everyone, seemed uncomfortable. He drank glass after glass, occasionally glancing at me. He seemed to have forgotten that his tolerance for alcohol was not good. Sure enough, he was drunk when the party ended. Chen Jinyu said to me, "It's late. I'll take you home." Before he could finish, Sha Feng immediately rushed over. "Wenji, are you planning to abandon me again?" He spoke loudly, and everyone except Di could hear him. In that instant, everyone looked at me silently. "Thank you, Sha Feng. Now I just want to find a hole to crawl into." Hafong was drunk and kept talking nonsense. "You abandoned me 3 years ago, and now you want to abandon me? I kept myself pure for you. Why did you turn around and follow another man?" He pointed at Tring Tandu with a bit of resentment. "This guy is just a scammer. All these years he has been instigating discord. I still consider him a brother." Tring Tandu pushed his glasses up. "Hafong, you're drunk, talking nonsense. He is very sober." He glared at Tring Tandu. "What did you do that year that you don't know? You said Van Shi and La Vilan bet to pursue me, not because she truly likes me, so I stay away from her." He said he wanted to go to university in the south, but ended up quietly filling out the same application as Van Shi. Furthermore, you clearly knew that the milk in my drawer was left by Van Shi, yet you and La Vilan lied to me, saying it was La Vilan's trick. I don't know what he said. I and the others stared in amazement as we ate the coconut. Hafong angrily rolled up his sleeves. "Tring Tandu, let's fight again. I feel disgusted just looking at your face." Tring Tandu smiled faintly, extremely scheming. "That's right. I lied to you, but you were fooled so easily. It proves that you don't trust Van Shi either." Hafong's whole body trembled. This had hit his weak point. He looked at me with annoyance. "Excuse me, what me?" I don't want to be eaten by people anymore. I pulled my sleeve down. Come and go. Shai Xiao Wangba was pushed and stuffed into the car by me. I will definitely not go to that gathering again. Ha Feng's parents were already asleep. I helped Ha Feng into the house. He pulled a green scarf over his head. Chi-Chi, look. My hat. Stop joking. Take your hangover medicine. No drink. After 3 years of dating, my girlfriend cheated on me countless times. Just let me get drunk. I'm drunk and she'll probably be heartbroken. What is this? Middle school student speech? But is he that miserable? I told you to get drunk here. She wouldn't see it. Not worth it. Why can't you see? Ha Feng wrapped his green hat tightly, pointing at me resentfully. Aren't you here? I told you you were drunk and had the wrong person. That's right, you are Vanchi, my girlfriend of 3 years. When did we meet? From the day we slept together until now. My silence was suddenly deafening, followed by a moment of glaring at each other. After a long time, Ha Feng licked his lips with some hesitation. Don't you think so? My CPU is about to burn out. Perhaps Ha Feng was the same. We both looked at each other in disbelief. Ha Feng is asleep. Of course he is a lover. I haven't officially said it yet, not to mention the release. Does this still need to be said? It's like this? Like this? Do you still need to say more? We are both adults. Your love and mine are not a matter at all. Ha Feng felt like he was about to collapse. So for the past 3 years, you have never considered me as your boyfriend. I also want to collapse. So for the past 3 years, you still consider me your girlfriend. Nonsense. That was my precious first time. Wait a minute, my head is itchy. Am I trying to grow a brain? I said, Ha Feng, have you ever seen a lover who you haven't seen or contacted for 3 years? I went to look for you before, but you didn't want to see me. He snorted. Perhaps because he drank too much, his cheeks were a little red. I tried to reason with him. It's been so long since we've seen each other. Even if I'm sad, we've broken up. You didn't say breakup. How can it be considered a breakup? What a double standard. Love can be decided by brainwaves, but breakups must be said verbally. I said I've been in love so many times. Don't you realize something is wrong? Mentioning this, Shay Fang felt even more aggrieved. I thought you found another boyfriend on purpose to annoy me. I suddenly gave in. It turns out that Shay Fang has been alone for the past 3 years, loving me with your thoughts. A very new, very transcendent type of love. How should I put it? This story is too bizarre, but because it happened to Sha Fang, it makes perfect sense. This person is arrogant and reckless, but his inner thoughts are extremely pure. That's right, 200 yuan? That, Sha Fang suddenly mentioned. You gave it to me? I nodded. That's right, he exploded. In your heart, am I only worth 200 yuan? That's splitting the room fee. But he looked very interesting when he was angry, both fierce and indignant. I suddenly didn't want to explain any further. Are you not satisfied? So next time I'll give another 50, but anything over 250 is not worth it anymore. Ha Feng was so angry that his eyes turned red. But very quickly, his fire was extinguished. He turned away in disappointment. He hugged his knees and curled up on the sofa. He was nearly 1.9 meters tall, but still as big as before. Chi-Chi, sorry? Sorry for what? Actually, Tring Tundu is right, he said softly. It's not his fault. It's mine. It was me who didn't trust you that made him succeed. Ha Feng blamed himself a lot, but I wasn't angry at all. It wasn't strange at all that he would be fooled. Ha Feng has been carefree since childhood. He had loving parents and praised by teachers, never experienced any hardship, and did not understand the evil of people's hearts. It's only natural for a 16-year-old to be so gullible to believe his friend's lies. Ha Feng said, 3 years ago, after I found out the truth, I beat him up. After that, I went to find you for 2 reasons. One was to see you and apologize. What about the other? The other was simply because I wanted to see you. Silence passed between the two of them, not knowing how long it had been. Ha Feng's shoulders trembled slightly. Under the influence of alcohol, he cried. Oh my God, he cried like Pierre Lassens in the rain, truly making people feel sorry. It seems like I'm the scum of the century. There's no denying that his crying was quite torturous. What are you crying about? I haven't asked you yet. What are those beauties in your photos? There are so many people in the picture. Why do you only remember the beautiful women? Hafong said, they are all club members or student council members. I don't even remember their names. What about Tringtandu? You see, from his mouth, I learned another truth. It turns out that at the age of 16, Hafong showed signs of recognizing emotions. At that time, I was a bit dark and fat, feeling annoyed for many years. He also did not know why he suddenly felt that I was much more pleasing to the eye. He was a little curious about me. On Monday morning, when lining up to salute the flag, Hafeng was keeping staring at me. He asked Chen Jinyu, has Wenji grown a little bit taller? When I ran the 800 meters, I fell behind. He asked Tring Tundu, Wenji's complexion doesn't look very good. Is she on her period? During evening self-study, Trung Trung and I secretly ate snacks. He asked Tring Tundu, is Wenji not full yet or hungry? Tring Tundu saw all these changes. Tring Tundu likes me, but he doesn't say it. He just smiles gently. Hafom, you've known her for so long, you're already close. How can you like her? Hafong felt it made sense. Later, Tring Tandu and Lavilon deceived him together. They opened a small QQ account, using my profile picture and nickname as fake chat messages. They said that Lavilon and I bet Wentwells in Yuan, wanting to pursue Hafong. Hafong could hardly believe it. He ran up to me and asked me if I was betting with Lavilon. I was confused. There was none. Lavilon told him, again, Wenji will definitely not tell you. If he tells you, it's considered a loss.
Hafong was very disappointed. I follow him every day, but I only see him as a stepping stone to 1,000 disciples. The more I persisted, the angrier he got. And then Ching Tandu and La Villan worked closely together to achieve their goals. They kept whispering in his ear. The conflict between us just escalated. This win did not stop even when I went to college. Chang Jinyu studied in Beijing, and Shafang asked him to take care of me at first. The first month, Tring Tandu sent him a WeChat message. Van Chi is very close to the boys in school. They must have forgotten you. Shafang asked, both annoyed and angry, brother, should I send her a message? Absolutely not. Van Chi likes cold people. If he takes the initiative, then he will definitely lose. Shafang believed me and stopped looking for me. Hugh Lam was like a snowball. The more it rolled, the bigger it got, and it kept rolling until New Year's Eve that year. Hearing this, I curiously asked why he suddenly accepted me that day. Because you said you liked me for a long time? Shafang lowered his eyes and slowly said, hearing this, I was very happy, so I made a decision. What? Even if it's just a bet, I have to let you win. Shafang said, this time it's his turn to pursue me. Every morning he sends me messages. Good morning. Today is another energetic day. I did not answer. When he went down to the kitchen to warm up the milk, Shafang asked again, have you read my message? Read it. Then why not answer? I yawned. We're only separated by a wall. Sending a text is really stupid. Shafang lowered his head and glanced at my phone. Wait a minute. The nickname you gave me, Sha Wang Ba. He followed me and made me fix it. I asked back, so what nickname did you give me? Shafang felt guilty and looked away. I snatched his phone. The flower was cruel but very sweet. He was clearly the flower in this sentence. The last 3 days of winter vacation, Zhang asked me to come to her house and said she had something to show me. She took out an old phone, which impressed me. When I graduated from high school, she used this phone to shoot a lot of videos. I asked, what are you going to show me? Chi-Chi, do you remember this video? She opened a video. It was the day before the college entrance exam, a photo of me and Shafang. At that time, Shafang was wiping the blackboard. I asked Zhang to secretly film a part for me. I faced the camera, raised my hand in a V sign. Wait a minute, my eyes widened. Zhang was very excited. You also found out, right? Xiaofeng's movements suddenly slowed down. That's right, there was no editing. In the video, Xiaofeng glanced at me taking a photo, and the speed at which I was wiping the blackboard suddenly slowed down. How long had I been taking photos? He was wiping the blackboard for so long. The sunlight shone into the classroom, and the chalk dust flew like the stars in the sky. The day we all stand in the stars. I'm 58 years old, so please take a nice picture of yourself. Trung Trung, you are the most beautiful. Yes, yes, just like that. The dimples are so cute. At this time, 18-year-old Ha Feng also gently curled his lips. The vacation was always short. Before returning to Beijing, I went shopping with Aunt Ha. The former amusement park was leveled and turned into a high-rise building. After walking a distance, Aunt Ha suddenly stopped. Van Chi, look at that electric pole. You see it? It was not removed. The aunt smiled and said, "At 50, you stayed at the amusement park. The boy stood alone under this electric pole waiting for you." What? He waited for me? That's right. He couldn't bear to leave me there, but he didn't have any money, couldn't buy a ticket to get in, so he could only wait here for me. He thought I would come out, but I was also waiting for him. That's right. I waited for him until dark. He waited for me until dark too. In the end, he didn't see me. He panicked and went to find the police. As soon as he remembered the past, Xie Ha sighed. That day, Xiaofeng cried so sadly. He thought he had really lost me. In a flash, the two of us had grown up so much. I stuck out my tongue. Auntie, to be honest, I thought he was beaten until he cried. Auntie, don't you know? That day, Xiaofeng came home and knelt down on the ground asking to be beaten. But we were really angry, and we beat him a bit too hard. Passing by that electric pole, I seemed to see 5-year-old Xiaofeng standing there stubbornly. Actually, I saw it clearly. Auntie Ha said again, "Xiaofeng has always liked you." I continuously waved his hands. No, he hates me too much. No, since high school, Xiaofeng has been waiting for me to go to school every day. I just stick with him. Auntie laughed. I do not understand. If Xiaofeng doesn't want you to stick to him, can you stick to him? Actually, every day he wakes up earlier than me, intentionally delaying. I deliberately walked back and forth in front of you, waiting for you to stick to it. So that's it. Walking through the old road to school, the afternoon sunlight fell. My heart softened. Last night at Hafong House, after the adults went to bed, Hafong sent me a message. "Where are you going with my mom today?" Former amusement park site. He did not answer again. A moment later, he knocked on my door. Hafong scratched his head in embarrassment and came to apologize. "What are you sorry for again?" "For leaving you at the amusement park, almost causing a big problem? I'm really sorry." "Why not send a message?" Hafong was very serious. This matter must be direct to show sincerity. He believes any text message or letter is not as sincere as a face-to-face meeting. No wonder, after being rejected so many times in the past 3 years, he still persisted in coming to Beijing to find me. He is implementing his principles. I said I have to go back to Beijing tomorrow. Yeah, he could not bear to look at me. Wait another half year, he will come in September. 3 years ago, he kept the promise he made when we hugged. Hafong. Come in. He took a step into the bedroom. I closed the door and turned off the lights. The sudden darkness made it impossible for us to open our eyes. I asked you, "You are so tall. If I push you, will you fall?" The Hafong gently said in my ear, "As long as it's you, wherever you point, I'll be there." So after a sleepless night, the next day, Hafong was still sleeping. I turned off his alarm, pulled my suitcase, and prepared to go to the train station. Before leaving, I suddenly remembered that I asked him to buy me a pair of shoes a few days ago, and it seemed like I hadn't given him the money yet. How much? Looks like 250 won.
There was just happened to be cash on his nightstand. I slept soundly on the high-speed train, and when I woke up, I found that my wat was about to explode. Vanchi, what do you mean? Why did you leave without saying anything? Do you want to drive me crazy? Ha ha! You also know how to humiliate others. 250 yuan? In my previous life, I owed you. That's why I'm being tortured like this in this life. I will immediately go to Beijing to find you to settle the score. Okay, I think it through. 250 then, 250. As long as you're happy, nothing is impossible for me. He went through the whole gamut from anger to self-pity. Very thoughtful. No need to coax me. So I took a picture of the shoes and sent it to him. Thank you for buying me shoes. Shafang. So he has this idea. I messed up your shoes. The previous ones were not sent by you. The phone was taken away by the yellow dog next door. Me. So now we don't think too much that we are all adults. Lower the TV and return to school. My life is finally back on track. Every day, Shafang sends me messages and occasionally sends snacks and clothes. He was afraid I would run off with someone else, so he flew to Beijing twice every 3 days. After all, it was the second semester of his 4th year, and he didn't have classes. My roommates all recognized him and were bribed by him, always praising him. One evening in the girls' dormitory, everyone was talking late at night. The roommate in the lower bunk suddenly sat up. Oh no, Chi-Chi, there's something I haven't told you yet. What's up? The letter I sent you earlier was actually written by your childhood friend. I was stunned. She thought I didn't remember and quickly said, at the end of last year, didn't I give you a letter?
I didn't tell you who gave it to me at that time because you said you didn't accept anything from Zafang. She felt a little guilty and explained, I didn't want to withdraw either, but it was very cold that day and it was snowing, and you were doing an internship somewhere else and weren't at school. Zafang didn't know that he had waited for you downstairs in our dormitory for an entire night. I remember this. Another roommate said it. At that time, the whole building was talking about him. After all, our school doesn't have such a handsome guy. He slept on the couch downstairs and his whole body was covered in snow. I was stunned. Why couldn't he wait for you? I was so disappointed that I asked him to deliver the letter. I felt so sorry for him that I accepted it, but I didn't dare tell you. I just said that a male friend from the department next door gave it to me. I'm sorry. Chi-Chi, I also don't know what's written in the letter. Will it cause any misunderstanding between the two of you? I was silent for a long time. Actually, I should have realized it. I am very familiar with Hafang's handwriting, but my roommate said the male doctor next to me didn't think much of it. It was the 2nd month after my father passed away. Hafang learned this news that day. The letter only wrote one sentence. Chi-Chi, you still have me. Winter passes. Spring comes, flowers bloom. From Chongchong, I heard some stories. La Vilan passed the doctoral exam but was denounced in public. She has many enemies who have made inappropriate statements in the past. All have screenshots. Outstanding selection is cancelled. Qing Tanyu came to see me several times, but I sternly refused. He also took the graduate exam but was eliminated straight away from the interview round. I heard he wanted to find connections to get into a big company in Beijing, but he didn't have many sincere friends and no one was willing to help him. I don't know much about their story and what happened next. In May, when my thesis was almost finished, Hafan came to see me again. Before leaving, he confessed his love again. Chi-Chi, it's gardenia flower season again. Yeah, actually, I really like Hafeng Chi too, and I really like you too. Can I be your girlfriend? I held the phone and smelled the flowers next to it. The weather is nice today. My mood is also happy. I told you to get off at Beijing West Railway Station. If you come to pick me up at the door, then it's agreed. If you don't show up, then I have to try harder.
4 hours later, Hafong came out of the thorns and saw me. His eyes immediately lit up. I turned to him and gave him my sweetest little dimpled smile. He was happy, like a teenage boy running through the crowd towards me. Chi-Chi, do you know what day it is today? It's the anniversary of the first day we fell in love. And also, 12 years ago today, Zafong, 12 years old, Chi-Chi, carried a school bag to the city, met Zafong, 10 years old. He took out a flower hidden behind his back, a pure white gardenia flower, to give me 12 years of happiness. I will always love you.